Let's get out of here. Welcome to the Here and Now Show. I am your host, Fonda Ray. Thank you. And if you tuned into the Here and Now Show, you know that I'm coming from the Midwest where we come in, show in, and show out. Gotta love your city. Hello, somebody. And if you tuned into the Here and Now Show, before you know that this is a show where I have took real life events and changed them into a positive living. And of course, if you have any questions or if you have any comments, feel free to leave it in the comment box because I believe that all voices matter. And that, with that being said, let's start the show. And if you tune into my show before, you know that I love a little jazz music before I start my show. So of course, we're gonna play a little seconds of a nice little jazz music before we get started. And so let's just do that and let's hear a little music. Let's set the amp stage. Put my glasses on. Welcome back. Welcome back. Hello, my beautiful people. I am glad to be here right now, here and now. It is your girl. I am so grateful to have you guys here with me right here, right now. That is wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, today's conversation is kind of a spin-off from my last show, Tuesday, the 7 years later breakup that broke me, then built me. So it's still on the same bounds of relationships. So today, I'm talking about more relationships, you know, and I'm not talking like I'm a a coach or I'm a therapist or a doctor of any kind. I'm just someone that's been in a lot of several relationships, not a lot, but several relationships that's been through some ups and downs. And I'm just here to hoping that some other people can relate. So today I'm talking about relationships, and so let's get into it. So with that being said, today's topic is uh-oh, the three rule, which is the three rule of relationships, the relationship killer, and the truth about cheating. Uh-oh. What is gonna be? So I know, and of course, the big five when it comes to cheating. So you're probably like, what are we talking about? Oh, we're going there today. Let me ask you all something. Have you ever been in a relationship where it starts off good? And to be honest, most relationships, they start off good, and the little smiles, and you think about that person every day, and the butterflies you get in your stomach, you know, and then, a little bit later down the line, not even that much later, starts to feel a little different. Like things start to kind of shift, and you're sitting there like, wait. Didn't we just meet last week? And so now you're starting to see little things because him or her, maybe they don't have drunk one too many, and now they being all wild and aggressive, and you're just like, oh, I see the red flag. I mean, the red flag is there. It's bright and it's glowing, but you confuse it with a green light. Don't lie. We've done that before. You try to give somebody that chance, and then they start doing weird shit, but you just kind of, I guess it's not that bad. So, but listen, today's conversation is not about judging nobody. This is not. I'm not here to judge anybody. It's not about a judgment. This is about learning and growing and doing better because relationships relationships, let's be honest, they take work. You gotta like, oh, we got every time you guys, I just might get on the air, they just love me so much, you know, that actually was a spam call. Don't you hate when you get those calls that just keep calling like they actually are your friends? Like anyway. But again, like I said, this conversation is not about judging anybody on any matter. It's about learning. We're here to grow and do better in relationships because, as I said before, relationships is a lot of work. I mean, you gotta get to know the person first of all because you're a stranger, so you got to get to know this stranger. And you got to understand them, and sometimes you got to get a reality check. I could remember I dated this guy for maybe it was about 3 days. I know you're probably like 3 days. Oh my God! And in 3 days, okay, within 3 days, this person tried to tell me how to dress and how to change my hair, baby. When I tell you I ran like the wind, I flew like a thief in the night, baby, I was gone because you made me uncomfortable, and I just only been around you for 3 days. Now you're acting all demanding and shit. So you know, it was very uncomfortable. So I want you guys to get comfortable. I want you to grab you a coffee or some tea or some stronger if you need it and sit back. Let's take a few minutes for a little jazz moment before we get into this conversation. And then let's go get your snack, go get your coffee or whatever. Make that quick phone call for about 10 seconds. That's not even time to dial a number. But let's get back to it in a second. Let's embrace ourselves with a little jazz. Then we can get into it, baby. All right. Welcome back. Welcome back. Let's start the show. So I know you guys are like, what is the 3-3 rule in a relationship? Now this is simple, but it's also powerful. It's very simple and it's very powerful. So the first thing I want to talk about when the 3-3-3 rule, you're probably like, well, what does that mean? Well, let me tell you what it means. The honeymoon phase. The first 3 months is the honeymoon phase, the cupcake. You know, I am streaming from home. And I think that I probably should have second guessed that streaming from home because I have been totally interrupted on every level. So, what we're going to do, because I am not perfect, is that I am going to cast off because there's a lot of motion going on out there that I can't control. So, what I'm going to do is because I want to make myself comfortable and not be uncomfortable with the surroundings, I am going to pause and then we will continue this show. I will be back on the air after 3:45. Thank you and goodbye.